Welcome back. President-elect Trump promising today there will be, quote, all hell to pay if Hamas does not release hostages by Inauguration Day. President-elect Trump wants both the war in Ukraine and Gaza to end. He's getting successes here. Joining us now, former top Pentagon official, Heritage Foundation National Defense Center, Brent Sadler. Brent served 26 years in the U.S. Navy. Thank you for your service to America, Brent. What do you make of this, a push for peace in Gaza? Plus, Ukraine's Zelensky is working to offer something that aligns with Trump's goal of ending the war there.
Well, thanks for having me back on your show tonight. And I think across the board, what we're seeing with heads of state visiting the president-elect at Mar-a-Lago is the Trump effect in full effect right now, to include with President Zelensky making some significant public concessions to try to get to a deal to end that war that's been going on for almost 3 years. And of course, Israel, a close friend of the nation, of the country, and someone that Trump has supported and backed very vigorously in the past. Of course, he wants to clear the decks and get these wars and conflicts behind him so he can focus in on the economy and rebuilding America's industrial might, as he has stated many times before.
The U.S. Reportedly spent more than $150 billion. One report says $189 billion on Ukraine. So Ukrainian President Zelensky says he's willing to cede territory to Russia in exchange for NATO protection. Also suggests that the hot phase of the war could end in exchange for NATO membership. Russia doesn't want this. But this also means Europe is going to soon have to pay more for their own security for Ukraine. What do you think?
Well, it's a tall order because NATO is a consensus organization, and so providing any type of guarantee under the NATO umbrella is going to require that consensus. And I think what we're probably going to see is a return to the pre-February 2022 kind of status, where there were ongoing negotiations through the Minsk Accords to try to settle the dispute peacefully. And I think we'll go back into a kind of a peaceful but tense peace for a while until the final territorial division is settled, and could take some time. But I think both sides, notably in Moscow and Kyiv, are at a point at which they cannot continue this fighting.
Brent Sadler, always terrific to see you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's great to have you on. All right, so
how immediately when Donald Trump becomes, the president, or he's on his, road to becoming the president from the 20th of January 2025, immediately now it seems like all the wars are looking like they're going to stop, which begs the question of why didn't the current administration stop these wars? Because I've been saying this for so long, even when I speak to my peers, and I will I don't think these wars, especially the one in the one between Ukraine and Russia, was even necessary. That war was not even necessary. All they had to do is that they had to abide by their initial agreement that they had back in when the Soviet Union broke down, that Ukraine is not going to join NATO. The US knew that, Ukraine knew that, and Russia knew that. But for some reason, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, insisted on wanting to join NATO, knowing exactly the implication of what that could mean. And I just think it's unfortunate because now he's willing to cede territory to Russia after a lot of people have died, and he's safe. Right? And last time I checked, the first responsibility of a president is to ensure and to prioritize the safety of his own citizens. But no, he decided to insist in this, we're going to fight, we're going to win. Listen, everyone knew that Ukraine was not going to win this fight. Even him, he knew. But he insisted. Now people have died, and after almost 3 years, now he's willing to cede territory. It's insane, man. All this, everything is political, and innocent people are dying because of these politicians being involved in unnecessary wars. In 2024, war, something that I thought I will never see in my lifetime. And of course, you have the one between Israel and Palestine, Hamas, Hezbollah and Lebanon. It's just a message. But thankfully, Donald Trump seems like he's going to solve these wars. And because I've been saying these wars actually impact, the global economy. Because the way the US is giving money to Ukraine, they have to supplement it in their own country. And by supplementing them, it means it raises inflation there, which affects the rest of the world. I mean, it's insane. It's insane, and I think the people who are benefiting from this, all these companies that supply the military equipment, those are the true beneficiaries of these wars. They gain a lot of money, a lot of money. But people think this, I don't see a lot of people speaking about this, these wars, because I feel like they believe that they don't affect them. So they don't see the necessity to, focus on them. But me personally, I've been paying attention since in the beginning, and I've been reading I've been watching news, I've been reading, and I've been seeing what's going on. Even Vladimir Putin came out and said, listen, I'm waiting for Trump to come so that we can negotiate. So you're telling me ever since the beginning of this war between Ukraine and Russia, the current administration, meaning Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they have never even met with him to try to find a way to stop this war. I mean, it's insane. It's totally insane and it's unacceptable. And in my opinion, these people should be tried. For some reason, they're above the law. They get to break the law, they cause all this chaos, and they just get away scot-free. Nothing happens to them, they go back to their regular lives, they gain a lot of money, they are rich. People have died. People economically are in a worse position. They can't even afford the simple basic things because of the economy that was caused by people who are only looking out for their own interests. I mean, it's insane. It's insane, and I think, as people, it's our responsibility to make sure that we familiarize ourselves with these issues. We read, we understand them, so that we can see exactly what's going on right in front of us. Because these people, they know that a lot of people don't pay attention to this. A lot of people don't understand the language that is being used when these issues are being reported. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So please drop down to the comments. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe and like the video.